some of our progress and let you take some pictures and experience what we've been doing so far. As you all know, and you've kept pace with the things we're doing, we're building 2 attractions. We're building Cheetah Hunt, an LSM roller coaster provided by Intamin, and we're also building a cheetah habitat where we will be able to run our cheetahs parallel to the second launch, which the launch gets up to 60 miles an hour. Our cheetahs will probably achieve a 50-mile-an-hour speed as they're chasing the coaster parallel to each other. So we're going to go in and kind of look at the cheetah habitat first, and then we'll get on over to the ride. So follow me through. Our guests will enter from Egypt through 2 big arches at this end. And when they enter those arches, they're coming to the crossroads. This new realm will be called the crossroads. And it is the crossroads of 3 cultures coming together. We have Morocco coming in from the west, we have Egypt coming in from the east, and we have the edge of Africa coming down from the north. So these 3 cultures and the indigenous people that have been here for thousands of years have celebrated the cheetah, and we see how they've celebrated the cheetah in their architecture and some of the things that they have collected, and we'll show you those. One of our hidden little secrets is this type of jewel, which kind of duplicates what a hieroglyphic might look like from Egypt, but it has the shape of the pupil of the eye and the black ring around the eye down through its nose and mouth of a cheetah. So we've got some of these little hidden gems that you can share with your readers throughout the display that kind of plays off of that. We'll be able to load and unload 2 trains at a time. Each train seats 16 people. There are 4 cars that seat 2 behind 2 for the 16, and there's a 5th car, a nose piece out in front that looks like the head of a cheetah. These cars, the first one will arrive at the end of next week. So we're anxiously waiting for this to get across the Atlantic and arrive at our port. The tower behind me is something we spent a tremendous amount of time on. I call it our pickup stick design. If you're playing pickup sticks and you're about ready to release them, they all start to fall apart at the top. Most towers are very wide at the bottom and get small at the top. We turn that upside down, so we're small at the bottom and we spread out at the top. And among all of those tops of the pickup sticks, again, we'll have banners. We feel that it'll be important to our guests and our riders as they experience Cheetah Hunt. Their families might take photos of them riding. They might post it on Facebook that night. They might blog it or tweet it to their friends. But when they see these, they're going to say, where is this? I've not seen a tower like this. I've not seen an element like this. I've not seen architecture like this. Where are you at? We're at Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida, riding Cheetah Hunt. It's the funnest thing we've ever done. You got to get here. So that's what we're expecting, and that's what we work very hard to achieve. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Seen anything like that before? Now you haven't written it yet. Maybe in your mind, and with the videos that we produced, but it's going to be fun. Let's go around and see where we're going to get on Cheetah Hunt, okay? This will be the entrance to both Cheetah Hunt and the Sky Ride. This space will be divided into 4 equal spaces. The entrance to the Sky Ride, the exit to the Sky Ride, and the entrance to Cheetah Hunt, and we will also have a fast pass lane. So we'll have 4 entries here. So the gift shop, as you come down the stairs, you will be able to see the monitors of your ride on Cheetah Hunt, your photo of you riding on Cheetah Hunt, much like throughout the industry. You will also be able to see your video of riding Cheetah Hunt. So you will be able to buy either a photo or a video of your experience. And the final exterior coat of wet cement that they then carve to make it look like the shape that they're looking for or the texture that they're looking for. So this is our Cheetah Rock, so we're unveiling that to you. see trenches right off here, which we will have the mock gates from the manufacturer box. And where we're standing in this bay will house one train of 16 people. So the 8 gates can open up and 16 people get onto the ride. At the same time, the gates on the other side open up and 16 people depart the ride. In front of this wall behind us is where a second train could be. So we could actually have 2 trains in here, load and unload 32 people at one time. When there are 2 trains ready and loaded, the first train will launch right from its spot. So there's some kicker motors to get it some momentum. It immediately enters the 24 magnets that accelerate it up to 38 miles an hour. Once it's cleared its block, the second train advances. It goes past that first spot and is now sitting in the magnets ready for its launch. Now there are 2 empty bays ready for the next trains to come in. We will have a total of 5 trains and each seats 16, like I said earlier. They're similar to the Maverick at Cedar Point in their size and dimensions, but they will be very uniquely Cheetah Hunt in the architecture around the outside of it. We spent a lot of time in Europe actually carving in Europe the actual foam that became the molds for the nose piece and the sides along the side of it. So this will look very uniquely to our attraction. To go with that, but these are restraints unlike the Maverick or any other Intamin ride. They are a foam, but they are thinner and more flexible. So it's a harness that comes down over your head, which has the restraint and a built-in lap bar all in one piece as it comes down. So each one is actually a mirror image of the other one, so you can kind of get on, but it goes up over your head when it's fully back, fully reclined or back. The Skyride Towers. So our guests that are on our cable cars will be going back and forth, and they will go underneath Cheetah Hunt as it goes over the top. We haven't timed one, but we're thinking it'll be about 2 minutes.
Seems like a lot longer.
I keep watching them put in track and put in track. I walk the site about 5 times every day. I just wearing out shoes and I'm thinking, this has got to be longer than 400 feet. It's just got to be. It just goes on forever. Now, unlike so many of our other coasters where you can stand in the central part of the plaza and you can kind of see, okay, there's a loading station, there it goes up the lift, there it drops, here's an inversion, and you can kind of stand in a few spots and watch the whole thing. There is no way you could do that from any point here.
What kind of role has Intamin played in developing this ride with you?
What kind of role?
Intamin. What have they done in developing this with you?
Well, Intamin is our engineers and our manufacturer of the ride. So the final exact nature of the attitude of every one of the tracks, they're doing that. The layout and pretty much how we wanted this to work was pretty much dictated from our end of it. Then they would then chime in to make sure that everything was working out right. But we pretty much dictated from the beginning how we wanted this to go. But they were great partners with us and did a fantastic job in their final tweaking of it and their manufacturing of the ride. And of course, Maverick at Cedar Point was one of our coasters that we benchmarked to ride it, to understand it, to visit with their engineers and park to make sure that what we were getting is something that we could live with and maintain, and we're very happy so far. So the trains will come in next week. The first order of business, besides getting the last 13 pieces in, is we actually uncouple the nose in the first train, and we actually, per Intamin's request, we drag it around the entire track. So we have a silhouette of the ride clearance envelope, but they insist instead that the first coach and the nose piece be drug around the track. So it'll probably take us 3 days just to do that. We will open 98 days and 22 hours from right now, which is 9 o'clock on May the 27th.
For you, what kind of power requirements do you have to operate this attraction?
We have a significant power requirement to operate this. So this is all electric, and I can't tell you how many kilowatts, but it's significant.
All right, and with the genesis of this park, you know, we're standing in one of the significant buildings. You had the monorail here originally. With the reshaping, turning this into the crossroads, what kind of thought goes into reshaping what is the central plaza of the park, doing what is arguably one of the largest refurbishments of the main section of the park? What goes into that?
Well, we think that we were smart in being able to repurpose this building, repurpose the Clydesdale Bar, and for that matter, even repurposing the Rhino Rally Canyon to make it a much better, much more exciting place to be. We want to be here, and we just think it was a good business decision to do this, and we can't wait until our guests come and say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this was the same place."
Thank you very much.
Right.